I bring this up, you bring this up because we reckon there's a big need. Every club loves to do a retro round and wear a special heritage jumper, but there's a jumper that you wore that I don't think will ever see the light of day. Well, and for good reason.
Being a Victorian, I used to love pulling on the old Fitzroy one. So when we got to wear that in Melbourne, the red and the old lion, but for some reason, a marketer somewhere at the Brisbane Lions in the early 2010, maybe 2011,
the Fev year,
decided to put the Fev year, Lynch. You remember Fev?
Yeah, I remember.
Any memories?
Remember to put the face on the lion, which
is now called the Paddle Pop Lion.
And can you imagine Michael Voss, Simon Black, Jonathan Brown all standing up trying to sell it to the new players at the club that we're going to put a face on it? I don't think that'll ever get worn again.
Do you recall what happened when they said, right, we're changing the jumper, here's what it is?
We got provided with some information, I reckon it was at Noosa on a training camp, pre-season camp.
Right.
And they stood up to sell us on why they were putting a face on it. My understanding was it was for marketing to make it more appealing to kids because the Brisbane Lions had a really old membership base and they wanted to somehow incorporate kids into it. I don't know how a face on a lion would make it more friendly.
So I thought they'd go Paddle Pop Lion style.
Lynchy probably would know as well. Yeah,
that was well after me, but I just thought it was a merchandise money grab. Just so go something quite different, and so all the kids would want to get the current jumper, and so you had to change.
Because if you zoom in, they've still got the original lion on the back of the jumper.
That wasn't meant to be there. I can actually tell you what happened there, because what happened was...
See, this might be another article for the record.
It could be another article, because what happened was I was involved with Fitzroy in the VAFA at the time, and it was actually a breach of the merger agreement between the Fitzroy Football Club and the Brisbane Bears, that they had to have the Fitzroy Lion. And as part of the sort of brokerage of the deal, the Lions had to create a alternative logo with the Fitzroy Lion with that BBFFC. So that was sort of the compromise as to what happened with the Paddle Pop Lion. But really, it was a terrible jumper. I mean, you look at that.
Yeah, no,
like
good.
It's not even like, you know how sometimes there's a sort of nostalgic feel for terrible jumpers. So like if the Lions, I think, did you ever wear the Brisbane Bears BB? Was that ever a heritage one? The OG
one too.
Yeah. The OG Brisbane Bears one's a bit like, it was daggy, but it was, there's a bit of nostalgia and fun to it. Like there's not disdain for it. The Brisbane Bears jumper Lynchy wore was actually a cracking footy jumper.
Yeah, that was with the V.
The V.
Yeah.
Like that looked like a proper football jumper. But this one, like, you don't even see I go to the Gabba, I don't even see Lions fans want to wear this. And if the Lions said we're bringing back the Paddle Pop Lion, I don't think there would be any
funnily
nostalgia
enough,
for it.
In 2010, we 4 games in, flag favourites.
Yeah.
We were 4 and zip. I think we knocked
4 and zip.
We were. Fev and Brownie.
the Fev and Brownie revolution.
And then I think we lost our next 10. But
and also, like, looking at that jumper, look at like, that is a big stretched out lion. Now, I speak for the more tubbier blokes. If you want to wear that, like, that jumper does not lie about your shape.
But it's just...
That stretched out...
I don't think they'll ever wear it again.
No, I don't think that... I don't think...
You don't think for a heritage round they'll bring that one out?
I don't think so.
No, I think that would just... I reckon that just brings up too... Like, even if there was... Like, I know the best win in that was that your NAB Cup premiership jumper?
No,
or maybe it was something different.
I think we were back to normal by 2013, weren't we? It only lasted...
There was a few years.
Couple of years, I reckon. Or maybe 3 years.
3 or 3 years, but...
Might have won my first best and fairest in it. There you go.
Well, then, okay. Maybe. Well, for the Tom Rockliff test...
so that's on your
anniversary.
Wall? Framed on your wall?
Well, clearly.
I don't think so. No. Oh, I'm not sure.
But no, terrible football jumper.
Shocking jumper. They'll never wear that again. But there is some great jumpers out there. Clubs do it really well most of the time. Yeah. But whoever thought to do that, they should be very, very embarrassed about themselves.
Well, there's a reason why it hasn't seen the light of day since. And there's no like,
throw
no
it in
fondness.
the bin now.
Throw it in, chuck it out. Chuck out that plain jumper of yours.
Gone.
Lynchy, what was your favourite jumper to wear? You wore the map? You wore the Fitzroy jumper? The Bears jumper?
The classic Fitzroy one.
The red one?
I reckon.
That was your favourite?
Yeah, the red one. The 80s Fitzroy.
The red one was so good to wear in Melbourne.
Yeah, it was very, very good.
Yeah?
And the tight button-up shorts. They were very uncomfortable.
Because you went from tight shorts to baggy shorts, from woolen jumpers to more silky jumpers.
Our our first shorts, what were frightfully tight,
Yes.
were button ups, and you had buttons on the sides. They were buttons,
Yeah.
and buttons on the side as well. It was just extraordinary. And when I got to Brisbane, you got the baggier lace tightening shorts. That was
Yeah.
the go. But yes, the Fitzroy jumper of the 80s
Yeah.
was a ripper.
I remember you bringing that in last year. The smell
Oh,
of that.
and-
did you wash that in the end?
I washed it. Should have seen the water, because that hadn't been washed.
What, for 30 years?
Oh no, well over that. Yeah, no, it was. I think it was 40 years. It was 40 years. It hadn't been washed. It sat in my cupboard. So post game,
Yeah.
post season, chucked in the wardrobe. Hadn't moved.
Yeah. Little box.
Outside a couple of house moves. Had not ever been washed. And yes, as we did discover last year, pungent. Fair to say. It was
we had to get this
awful.
studio fumigated
Oh, it's
afterwards.
terrible, but authentic.
Yes. But yes, the general consensus is of all the jumpers that make a comeback and get
Terrible.
re-released, you will not see that
No,
pop
you
lion.
won't see that one again.
But the current Brisbane jumper is one of the best, I actually reckon. That Fitzroy, the Fitzroy and the
Fitzroy
maroon one.
flavour. And it's great they still wear the red when they're in Melbourne.
Yeah, and it means a lot to people like this bloke because
Oh, it does.
you won 3 flags.
I'll tell you what I'll try to find.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find a pair of those shorts.
Oh, please do
I'll
bring
see
them
if I
in.
can find.
And put them on in here.
Oh, there is
in
no. I
studio.
wouldn't get them over their foot.